Hello, Jamie Breen here. It is Tuesday, April 23rd, um, 2024. Beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live. I've had a great week, a lot of good swimming. Enjoyed competing in a golf tournament this week, which was a lot of fun. We'll talk about. Today I'm gonna probably a little bit more than some of the other weeks that I've talked. I'm going to talk about my recent experience, kind of through the prism of the decision I've made to not consume alcohol. Not that again, I no judgment against those that do consume alcohol, and I certainly happily did so for most of my adult life, and may once again continue to do that at some point in the future. But starting at the start of this year, I took on the Dry January challenge, which I did, and and then decided when I saw the results of that in my swimming and just general health, decided to continue along those lines. And other than an old fashioned at a business dinner in February and a couple glasses of wine a couple weeks ago on a visit to my brother-in-law, I've managed to stay firm in that, and I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that, really in the context of the experiences that I've been having for the last couple weeks. So I, as I said, I played in a golf tournament this past weekend. I played in the member golf tournament at my club, Ansley Golf Club, which was a lot of fun. I played with my son-in-law, who's a very, very good golfer, was a champion golfer in high school and played little college golf. I think he's having to come to grips with the fact that as a young professional putting in a huge amount of hours in his professional work, it's tough to do the kind of practicing that one needs to do to stay at the level that he'd been. But it's something that we all do have to come to grips with. And I think he's doing an admirable job of managing it all. But we had a good time out there. We certainly didn't win the tournament, but we didn't come in DFL. Those that play golf in tournaments will know what DFL means. And so we acquitted ourselves, I thought, reasonably well. And the normal pattern of my participation in golf tournaments, really up until the playing of the tournament, was remarkably similar to the way it always is. You read the notice of the tournament, and you find, we decided, hey, let's sign up for this, let's play. You sign up with great high hopes. Then, or at least with me, I then spend the intervening 6 or 8 weeks, however long it is before the tournament. I spend that time not practicing. I don't go to the range and hit balls. I play in my Sunday game. I'll go out and swat it around a little bit, but I certainly don't do the sort of preparation one would do for a golf tournament. And then when the date arrives, I don't really warm up properly. I don't think about it too much. I basically just I hit a couple balls maybe, but arrive at the first tee, over expecting to perform well in that sort of environment. And then what typically happens is somewhere in the middle of the first rounds, if it's a 2-round tournament, having shit the bed, I go right to the beer cooler. The tournaments we have, typically they have free beer out on the golf course. And so, at least I get my money's worth by drinking a lot of free beer, even if way down in the standings. And so that's been kind of my over the 20 years, probably 40 tournaments I've played in. That's been pretty much the experience. And as I said, this week was no different in the initial stages. The sign up, the over expectation, the lack of practice. But out on the course, what I'm finding is that as I'm sleeping better, and not that I wasn't working out before, but the Body 20, I've added a little bit of strength, hitting the ball off the tee, which was always that's one of the few things that I do reasonably well on the golf course. So hitting the ball pretty well off the tee, hitting it a little further than I've been hitting it the last couple of years. So, feeling good there. And because of my just basic lack of skill, second shots, iron shots are a challenge for me. So not so good there, but made a few really good kind of hands oriented shots that I don't typically make. Had a couple of really nice shots out of sand traps, a couple of really good shorter chips, made some putts. So from that perspective, certainly not in the leadership group of the tournament, but played a little bit better than I sometimes do. And the other thing is, instead of after a bad hole heading to the heading to the cooler, I found myself mixing Gatorade with water, hydrating well, staying in the game, and I found that I really enjoyed the tournament quite a bit more in that sort of context. I guess if I ever do start practicing, maybe I'll perform better in these things. But at least I was able to stay in the moment in the tournament and stay in the tournament, if you know what I mean. So from that perspective, it was great. It was a really fun period, and also, not being hammered on the golf course, which then carries over into the Saturday night party. I found that I really enjoyed the Saturday night party. It was, it was fun to be there and not be a little intoxicated. So from that perspective, a good week. I sort of continue to learn as I go through this process. But that was really a positive, I thought, on the golf side. I'm going to share one other thing, and this is, we relative to sobriety and not drinking. You read about the sort of health benefits, the sleep and whatnot. This is sort of something that took me a bit by surprise. And see if I can bring this up here. This is my resting heart rate, and I'm looking at a 6-month look back. And what you can kind of see here, my 6-month look back average 57. So I right now my resting heart rate's about 51 or 52. But if you were to run like a regression line through this, what you'd see is a downward trend. You can see the spike up. That's the holidays. This is a 6-month look back. So you can see as we go into the holidays, drinking a ton, the heart rate goes up, and really since then it's trended down, which is sort of an interesting, one more sign that because I was training all through that period, so the only really thing that's changed in my life since that period where it spiked up was the not drinking. So another health benefit with the lower resting heart rate. You get your heart to the same level in workout. What that's doing is it's improving your VO2 max, which is a measure of your ability to process oxygen in a workout. VO2 max actually, I joke about being a small guy in sort of a tall person's sport, swimming. But one of my differential advantages through my athletic career has always been that my VO2 max has been pretty good. As I process, I have a very high capacity for processing oxygen through my system when I'm working out or when I'm exerting myself. And this has been true, even last year. And my VO2 max routinely, puts me kind of in the superior category for my age, or or put another way, I sort of have the VO2 max of a normal like 25-year-old. But with the resting heart rate down and the I continue to push the exertion heart rate to fairly high levels. My VO2 max has gone from being very, very good to being even better. So that's another benefit there. Sort of thinking about the swimming this week, another great week of training. We're 2 months out now for Masters Nationals. I'm really trying to combine a lot of yardage. Took the day off today, Tuesday, but I expect to swim 22 to 23, 24,000 yards this week. Good workouts really the last week or so. A lot of focus on stroke, swimming a lot of butterfly, working on breaststroke in preparation for the IM. Another month of really hard training, I think, and then we'll begin the process of tapering and resting up. So anyway, it's been a good week. Appreciate your watching and tuning into this. If I encourage you to subscribe if you can, and tell your friends, et cetera, et cetera. It's something to watch on the YouTube that's not about politics and is mostly positive in nature. We'll leave our little self-promotion at that. But again, thanks for watching and have a great week.